Story time. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you the story about Whole Foods. I started the story in last episode, but let me give you the whole story. Let's go. Welcome to What Keeps You Up at Night podcast. I'm your host, Kiné, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial hypnotherapy for stress. And I am building the world's largest global barber network offering mental health and money systems. And while I'm doing that, I'm running this podcast called What Keeps You Up at Night. I usually tell you what keeps me up at night, unless you send me a message telling me what's keeping you up at night. And then I will do a listener response episode. I'll also start doing episodes of interviews soon, but that's going to come. Actually, you know what I really want? I want to host. I want to co-host. So that's really what I'm looking forward to. Now, a couple things. If you haven't listened to that episode, it wasn't really an episode, but it is a video here on this YouTube channel where I talk about the no, it's not me. It's actually a debate about whether barbers should get paid for that therapy like part of the service that they give. And I would be curious to get your thoughts on it. So when you get a chance, go and listen to that episode. I'm going to put a link in the show notes with the link to that video. So go and watch that and tell me in the comments of that video what you think. Well, I would love to talk more about it. And I'm really talking about people who utilize barbers. If you don't utilize a barber, do you really? I mean, maybe you have an opinion, but is your opinion matter? Okay, sorry. I just cracked myself up. Let's talk about Whole Foods. I really want to get into this story, deep into this story. So let me take you back. Let me take you back to when I was about, I think I was like 19 years old. And I was a shampoo assistant for this lady. Her name was Ladina. And Ladina shopped at Whole Foods. Ladina was my girl. My sister and Ladina worked in the same shop. And I loved Ladina's like style in the way that she ate. She was like super on the healthy side. And she knew a lot about that kind of stuff. So I had never been to Whole Food at this point. We had a grocery store close to our house, and it was a Jewel, and that's where we went. Now we ate healthy most of our lives. My mom was very particular about that, so I was raised that way. But I didn't know much about Whole Foods. So when I was about 19 years old, I learned about Whole Foods, and I went for the first time. And yes, the food tastes different. It was fresher. It was cleaner. It was just a whole nother level. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I started shopping at Whole Foods from then. This is when I lived in Chicago. I was still living in Chicago then. And then I would find like co-ops if there wasn't a Whole Foods next to me. I would find like co-ops and like farmers markets. And that's when I realized that I should have been eating organic. And there's some places that I live where you don't have to say organic because that's just the way that they farm. But in the US, you do. You have to specify. And the more, as years have gone on, the more you need to specify that. And even in getting organic, and I'm about to share something with you, that still might not be okay enough. And so fast forward to 2023. At this point, I believe Whole Foods has already been bought that other company. Already the quality is going down. It's different. But it's still better than, and that my mom, I'm telling you this because we the reason why 2023 stands out is because my father passed away in 2023, and my significant other and I were just doing our best to take care of my mom and get her in a position where she did not have to cook. So we were in Chicago for a month. Yeah, for a month helping my mom. And we would go to Whole Food and buy her prepared meals from Whole Food. Is it Whole Food or Whole Foods? I have a bag over there, but I can't see it from where I am. But I promise you, this is the last bag I'm going to have from Whole Foods because I'm not going to be going there anymore. So we would get her food from Whole Foods, and and we noticed that the quality was just okay. It's like, you might as well be going to Jewel. But they don't have this type, they didn't have these prepared meals. And so, and then because you're a Prime member, oops, I probably just told you which company. I was trying not to be too, mean or whatever and talk about bad about them. But so because you're a Prime member, you get like free stuff. So she's a Prime member. My significant other is too. I am not, because I try not to do business with this company, and now even more. So and I was still, because I was already doing business with the Whole Foods. Like I've been going to Whole Foods for many years, and all the cities I've lived in, Whole Foods or Sprouts, I always shop at. And so um if you've listened to the other video, some of this is a spoiler alert. You might already know where I'm going with this. But in 2023, the food was just okay. But it was acceptable. And my mom would eat it, no problem. It would last 2 or 3 days. We get her some more. But we usually could buy enough food for 2 or 3 days. Prepared meals. They have this, there was like the best kept secret for a while. They had these like prepared meal trays, and it was like 4 pieces of chicken, a side and two sides, and or 4 pieces of salmon and two sides. So she can have those, and they were small, so she could have that, and she could have one for lunch, one for dinner, and that gave her at least 2 days of meals with the sides and everything. And the sides would even last longer. And so we felt comfortable with this in 2 or 3 days, and then we'd come re-up and come back and make sure she had enough food, because it's a lot losing your husband of many years, 30 something years. So we leave the country. So did that. She stopped shopping there. Eventually, well, we took her to Turkey with us. We took her to Nice with us. So she left with us. She came back. She wasn't stopping at Whole Foods when she came back. She went to her normal store again, and she felt a little less grief. But you don't, I mean, it doesn't go away. But so she's been dealing with that. And, but she's gone back to her old stores, and she's fine, progressing. We leave the country, we stay gone out the country, we come back, and we're shopping at Whole Foods again. Now, this was in 2025. I was doing this. Food was still okay. But I was doing it because I had a 6 week period where I needed to work and take care of the grandkids at the same time. So cooking, I didn't want to stop and have to cook for myself. So I bought that food ahead of time, and I would have enough food for a couple of days, and then I would go to Whole Foods, get more. 2025, the food was still okay. And it was just okay. They don't season. It's not a fancy meal. It's nothing like that. It is just food. And then I would doctor it up. So 2025, it was still okay. But when we got back here, April 2026. So we left the country again in like September. And then we got back here in April. Hmm. We had Whole Foods again. Got the prepared meals, put them in the refrigerator. The next day, they would smell like death. Like, I mean, so incredibly bad. Like I just can't even explain. Like spoiled milk and meat, and just disgusting. And so we wouldn't even be able to eat the food because it smelled that bad. We were like, I can't eat this. I can't eat this. Like a little baby, like a kid. We're like, no, 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 no. So we would end up throwing the food away. That happened a couple times, and so we started looking at dates. Like, okay, something's not right. They're not making these in the day that they say they make them. Well, come to find out, they would make them, but they leave them on the shelf for like 3 or 4 days. So by the time we bought them, which and it used to be that they were fresh, like they would make them that day, and you get them that day, and it was fresh that day, and you eat them. But just like leftovers, you can eat today, and then you can have leftovers tomorrow, right? At least that's the way I grew up. Um, well, that wasn't working. The next day, the food would be horrible. And so this was this has been going on for a couple of weeks now. We buy the food. So we tried like looking at the dates. And we're like, oh, this was made tomorrow. Or if it was made like 2 or 3 days ago, we wouldn't buy it. We just come back the next day. We're like, oh, wait. So then we waited, come back the next day, and the food is fresh. But then the next day, it still smells horrible. And we're like, what are they doing to this food? Or where are they getting this food? Or what happens with this food? Is this food like old already before they decide to cook it? And they cook the old food and then put it out? And sometimes they have these stickers that says 50% off, like enjoy today. But this food didn't have that. Like it doesn't, it's not saying like, yo, you need to eat this right now. Like this ain't living much longer. Um, and so it wasn't that kind of food. It was what we thought was fresh food, but every single time. And today, we bought something yesterday because I had a really busy day. Yesterday was the launch of the journal, but also I went to a barber symposium, which was so freaking awesome here in DC. I learned so much, but it meant that I would be gone the whole entire day. So I went and I got my lunch. I got my breakfast. I got my lunch, and and then while I was gone, Jason went to the store to get my dinner. And so I came home, I had a snack, he had my snack. And then he got us some food for me to cook for dinner. So I did that, but we had leftovers. And I think he bought one other thing that we didn't end up eating, a little like half a chicken. And so we put the half a chicken and we put something else. Oh, broccoli. We didn't eat all the broccoli. We put that in the refrigerator. This morning, I wake up and I go to get my, oh, I'm sorry. When I say this morning, just understand that you're watching this a week later. So anyway, I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you the absolute truth so you don't get confused. Anyway, so I wake up, I open the refrigerator, and it smells so bad that it wasn't even 24 hours. Do you hear me? It wasn't even 24 hours. So we would get on our walk, and I'd say to Jason, I've made a decision that I'm not shopping at Whole Foods anymore. Now, the way that our life works, we don't run in tandem. I make decisions for my life, he makes decisions for his life, and then we see how we can make decisions together. But first, I make decisions for my life, he makes decisions for his life. So if I stop shopping at Whole Foods, it does not mean he has to stop shopping at Whole Foods. He can continue to shop at Whole Foods. Like he eats at McDonald's, he eats drink Coca-Cola every once in a while, not every day or anything like that. But the likelihood of me going, first of all, if I drink a Coca-Cola, it is not Kiné. You should say, where is Kiné and what have you done with her? I don't care what country I am in. If you see me do that, it is not Kiné. So that's not happening. But that is every once in a while he'll do that, especially in another country, because we know that the formula is a little bit different in other countries. But in a McDonald's, he might get a fish fillet or something like that every once in a while. And I might take a bite of his food, but that's as far as it goes. I am not going to be buying it. It's just not food for me. It doesn't feel like food. I don't like it. It doesn't do add any value to my life. And I'm an athlete, and I run my life like that. And so for that reason, I can't touch it. And now Whole Foods has become on that list of things that I cannot put in my body. I don't care if it's in a package, it's made by somebody else, and I can get that from any other store. Maybe there's these noodles, rice noodles that I like. They sell those at Whole Foods, so I can get that. So it's not necessarily about shopping at Whole Foods. I should probably correct that. It's about the Whole Foods prepared food. I don't I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. It doesn't feel right for me. It doesn't feel right for my body, just the smell of it. And I use my intuition. I don't know what's going on with that food. I can't make any claims. I don't know what to say. I have no idea. All I know is the truth is when I open my refrigerator the next day, it smells like something is dead in there. And that is not a good feeling. I don't like the way, I don't want my kitchen to smell like that. I don't want my refrigerator to smell like that. I don't want the food in my body to smell like that. The food that's going into my body to smell like that. And so for that reason, I'm out. That's all I have to say. Now you can make whatever decision you want with this information that I'm giving you. You can test it yourself. In fact, I encourage you to test it. See if it works for you. Go buy the prepared food, put it in your refrigerator, come back the next day, see what you experience. I'm really curious. If it's just happening to me, like, am I just really super picky? Which I am. I am I am top picky because again, I run my body. Like it is a well-oiled machine. If I keep it as a well-oiled machine, it will do for me what I want it to do. Longevity, vitality. That's my mission, my motto, my vision, my everyday is everything to me. And so, yeah. So this episode was interesting. It was just a story time. I think I kind of caveated that in the beginning, right? That this is a story time. I don't have a real like inspiration today. No enlightenment, no insight to give, just my story. And if you have a story that you'd like to share with me, I love to hear it. I can go on and on. I could, but I don't want to. That's as far as I want to go with that story. I'm not telling you that to down anybody. I'm just saying I'm disappointed. Yeah, that's it. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. And so there's some companies that I love so much, and I probably don't even talk about them, like American Express, like Delta, even Capital One. I love that company. I've grown up with that company, and I can tell you stories about them. Maybe that's what I'll do over the next couple episodes. Not every episode, but I'll tell you and what I get out of them. What I used to get from Whole Foods was what I thought was healthy food, and maybe it was at one time, but it's not that. I don't feel like it's that anymore. And so I feel disappointed, but I also feel betrayed. I feel like they took the trust that I had for that brand and they knew it was there and they replaced the product knowing my trust was there. And you just don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it won't be shame on me. You fooled me. You got me. Okay. But shame on you for doing that. And you can take that stance in your life if you're not wherever you want to. Because when people lie to you, when people betray you, when people misinform you, when they omit information, and in some ways in America, I've seen that be okay. Like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it is, but it's not. So you take stance when you need to take a stance. That would be the only insight, the only um advice, I don't know, to give you is when you are ready to take a stance, take it. Don't let anybody stop you. And you don't have to be so aligned with somebody else. Like I said, if Jason wants to continue to shop at Whole Foods, he can. And I will too, but not in the prepared food section. Leave me alone. I don't even want the salad, which it was so helpful to have the salad. I don't want to make a whole salad, but that's not even, I'm scared. I'm just scared. So I'm out. And that's it for now. That is where I'll leave you. It feels like I want to say something else, but I don't think I have anything else to say. So if you notice, like I'm usually really good at goodbye. I am. I'm so good at it, actually too good at it. But right now I feel like I want to say something else. At least I think it's because I don't want to leave you on a low note. I want to leave you on a high note. How can I leave you on a high note? Let's see. Is there anything? Oh, I know. I can ask you a question. What's going well? That is my question for you today. You see, it works. What's going well? And if you could tell me in the comments what's going well, I have so many things going well right now that oh, I know what I could tell you. I could tell you one affirmation change I made. You know how people are like in metaphysics, when you're like want, when you're talking about your wants, then you send out into the universe that feeling of want because the universe is only going off of your energy. And then a lot of people will tell you when they're teaching metaphysics and make it real confusing, they're telling you that, oh, in another dimension, in another life, in time or whatever, you have. So you can just say, I have, and it's yours. The reason why you're feeling that angst is because you do have that. You're used to having that. Your energy is aligned with that. It's yours. But your brain, your human brain and body that you're in right now doesn't feel that. So the spirit does. Soul energy. Let's go with energy. Let's not say spirit. The energy does. It feels that alignment. The body does not. So if you say, I have $20 million, your brain's going to call BS on that. So instead, just request it. Just request it. Bring me my $20 million, universe. You see, you claimed it. You said it's yours. Universe, bring me my $20 million. Stop playing. Stop playing, universe. Bring me my $20 million. Why you sitting on my $20 million? Bring it on over here. Yeah. Get through the road. Whatever was in. Clear. Clear the destruction is over. Clear. Come on in. Doors open. Wide. I receive. Bring my 20 million. Thank you. That's all for now. Okay. Now, there I can leave you. I feel like you can use that in some way. Just like let that drop a seed. Today might not be the day to start writing affirmations, but okay, I see where you're going with this, Kiné. Yeah, just bring me mine. Just bring me mine. Bring me mine. Bring me mine. All of mine. All of mine. Yeah. All right. I'll see you sooner. Love you muchly.